A quick question. Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not. It's not the coffee shops. I've been trying that. I've been trying that for a while now. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22. So they definitely don't want to be in a relationship. And I definitely do not want to be a cougar. Nothing wrong with that. Just not my type. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That want to date to eventually get into a relationship. That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. I need to know, because I have yet to find them. And I've been looking, so maybe I should stop looking. I don't know. But if you know, please let me know. Help your girl out. Where are we meeting the good men? Where are we meeting the men that actually want to be in a real relationship? Let me know.
Where are all the good men? Where can she find a man who wants to settle? Where? Let me tell you where. They are everywhere. All around you. When you go to the grocery store, gas station, construction sites, but you don't notice them, they are invisible to you. You don't want them because they are average guys with a regular average job. And I am sure that someone would like to date you. There's plenty of nice guys out there, but they give you the ick. And some of them are in the friend zone, or they are not tall enough. And you are saying that you've been looking. We all know what type of man you are looking for. You are chasing the same type of man just like every other woman. The very attractive guy who's 6 feet tall with a six-pack and making 6 figures. No wonder she's single, guys, and she doesn't want to date younger men because she doesn't want to be a cougar. But I don't believe her. She probably did try it, and she did have her fun, but those guys just pumped her and dumped her. And she's complaining that the older guys don't want to settle. You mean Chad, the player? Do you guys actually believe that she will go out with a regular Joe? That's a profound no. She's going after older guys who are doing well for themselves. Those guys know the game. They just want to have fun with you, and that's it, because they know that women like you, that it is in her 30s, single, fail relationships with Chad, come with a lot of problems and trauma, and that's why they don't want to commit to you. Let's check some comments from that video. You meet them all the time. You just don't see them because they're not your type. Those men who wanted relationships were used and abused in past relationships and no longer want one. I totally agree. How many good men go into a relationship with the best intentions, and they get mistreated by their partner? How many times the wife or girlfriend leaves the guy because she was bored, or she cheated with the bad boy only because the guy was too nice, or he did everything for her, but she wanted more. She was never satisfied and she still left. Check the friend zone where we all got left. True, there's so many nice guys that have good intentions, that are chivalrous, and they do all the stuff the women want. But what happens to those guys? They end up friend zone or they get rejected. So you better stop saying, where are all the good men that want to settle? Because we know that's BS. Instead say, where are all the Chads that want a relationship? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. On today's episode, we are going to react to delusional women. Where can I find a Chad that doesn't cheat? Funny, right? So without further ado, let's begin.
Accepting that you are most likely going to be alone for the rest of your life is a really hard pill to swallow. And it's not even because there's anything wrong with me or that I am not deserving. I'm just tired. I've spent most of my life recovering from men who have caused so much trauma. My physical brain cannot handle anymore. It is always in survival mode. It is always in fight or flight mode. My brain has never fully recovered from the trauma that has been caused. I meet guys and I feel like I'm constantly looking for a reason to not trust them because I have never experienced a good man before. Like, I've never been in a good, healthy relationship. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know what to look for. I don't know what is normal.
Let's just stop it right here, guys. So this woman is starting to realize that she's going to end up alone with cats. And the reason she says is because the man that she dates are the problem. She believes that there is nothing wrong with her or that she doesn't deserve it. And she's recovering from a lot of trauma and she doesn't know what a healthy, good relationship is. What a bunch of bullshit. And she looks like she's in her 30s, probably 40s, and she can't even realize that she is the problem. Not men, but of course. She would rather put the blame on someone else. She can't take accountability. And my question is, why do you keep dating the same type of man? Why do you keep dating guys that pumped you and dumped you? Why do you keep dating the guys that are unavailable? Why do you keep dating Chad? You should know by now that those types of guys just want to have fun with you and that's it. And why do women think that they deserve everything, just for being women? Is like a bum saying that he deserves $1 million just for being a bum. See how ridiculous women sound when we use their quote-unquote logic back on them. It sounds crazy. But let's continue with the video.
I've never experienced normal. How am I supposed to know? And now I'm 37, and every man that I meet is disappointing and doesn't add value to my life, doesn't make me happy, and I just don't want to settle anymore. How do I know if someone is the one? I mean, is there something wrong with me? I question it all the time, but I know that I'm just fucking traumatized. What does a loving man feel like? What does a healthy relationship feel like? What does it feel like when you have found your person? I've been in so many relationships, long relationships, and no one has ever added value to my life or made me feel like I was enough. And it makes me sad that I have never gotten to experience this. It genuinely makes me sad. But I just don't know if it actually exists. So I will probably be alone. And that scares me, but I am slowly accepting that this is probably my fate. And I need to learn to love myself, and I need to tell myself that that is enough, that I don't need a partner to be whole. And that is my journey right now. I'm not an expert. I am not putting expert advice into the world. This is just my journey and what I'm going through right now. And if you're going through the same, you're not alone. I don't know, maybe that's my purpose, to learn to be on my own and let others know that it's okay.
So she is the problem, guys. She keeps dating the bad boys, and she knows it, but she doesn't want to take accountability. This woman right here loves drama. She loves how Chad plays with her emotions. And let me tell you why she hasn't experienced a good man, a good relationship, because she doesn't want a nice guy. Those guys are too boring for her. And she says that she's been dating a lot. What she really means is that she's been sleeping around with a lot of guys, Chad, Tyrone, you name it. And if you are a nice guy, don't save this type of woman. They come with a lot of baggage and trauma. Save the headaches, guys. Women like her are damaged goods. But you know what's so funny? That modern women love to tell the whole world how Chad pumped them and dumped them, and how they love to be garden tools for Tyrone. At the end of the day, they never learn they always go back to them. Before we continue, guys, I just want to remind you to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot. And if you feel extra generous, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's continue.
If you were to ask me right now if I was still into younger guys, the answer would be no. I've learned my lesson this past year, 2 years, and it's just not really what I'm looking for. I've been celibate now for almost a year. I broke it for somebody, but then quickly realized that that was not what I wanted. So no.
Funny how women play with words. She's saying that she's not into younger guys anymore. But what she really means is that she's done messing around with younger guys, because those guys only use her for a cool experience, for a story between friends on how they got the chance to pump and dumped an older woman. And she proclaims that she's been celibate for a year, that she was done giving it to anyone, and she broke it for someone. For whom? For Chad. See, guys, this is what happens when the right guy comes along. They throw away everything through the window, and they break all the rules for Chad. Crazy how women set all these boundaries and rules for the good guy and how they have no boundaries for the bad boys. And when they hit 40 plus, they start complaining about how they can't find a good man. And don't get it twisted, guys. Women know that it is their fault if they end up single, but it is easier for them to blame men for their own mistakes.
So I just watched a TikTok post of a woman who said everything that I'm thinking, but I've never shared. And it's about being older and being single and not having children. It's pretty hard. It's harder to say. And I never speak out about it. It's a difficult thing knowing that you're living this life without children and without anybody there. I'm single. Dating has been tough, and being in a relationship is extinct.
So she's 50 years old with no husband and no kids. How modern women throw away their youth by messing around with Chad, and with so many options that women have today, and they still end up alone. 'Cause instead of choosing a nice boring guy, they go after the one who doesn't give an F about them. That's why I don't feel any sympathy for them, 'cause they did it to themselves. Let's continue with the video.
A little while back, a few weeks ago, I suffered a mild heart attack, and I had to take an Uber to the hospital, to the ER. And being a nurse, I had a feeling it was a heart attack. And it was the worst feeling in the world. Sitting there on the curb, waiting for an Uber to come and pick me up. I didn't think I was going to make it, and it was just disheartening to not have anybody there but an Uber driver to take me to the ER.
And what did you expect when this is your own doing? How many good men did you reject? Only because they were a little bit boring or not tall enough? How many good husbands candidates did you ignore? You rejected a guy just for being average, but you busted it wide open for Chad. And this, my friends, is the future for most women. They want to be 304s in their 20s. They want to have all these high standards for men, 6-pack, 6 feet tall, and 6 figures. They want the perfect Chad, and she's the perfect example of what happens when women choose the wrong guys. You'll be sad, alone, and miserable. But you don't need a man. You don't have to settle. You don't have to change for a man. He needs to accept you for who you are. You are strong and independent. Keep believing all that propaganda the leftover women preach. And the only thing I got to say is a dark, miserable future awaits modern women. And men are not going to save you. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. Be safe out there, and remember, the world is yours for the taking. Until next time.
Explosion!